Hello and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review. In today's review I'm taking a look at the Friends of the 13th Doctor set featuring Yasmin Khan, Ryan Sinclair and Bradley Walsh. What's his name? Graham O'Brien. Graham O'Brien, that's him. So once again a massive thank you to Character Options for sending these figures over to me to review. So let's crack on and dive straight in by looking at the packaging. So as ever, the figures are packaged in the now familiar window box with the TARDIS on the side and the gold limited edition foil sticker on the front. And then on the back of the box, we get a look at the three figures inside. So out of the box, the figures look great. This is the first time that we've had all of the 13th Doctor's companions offered in one set. Obviously we had Yaz and Ryan offered in the Friends and Foe of the 13th Doctor set that came out earlier in the year. And then before that we had Graham O'Brien being released as a single carded figure. So it just shows that the tooling for all of these heads have been used twice this year. Very similar to what we've seen with the new Romanas and the new Sarah Jane in the other sets. So the set includes a mixture of Series 11 and Series 12 variants. We've got Yaz as she appears in Fugitive of the Judoon, but with slightly different hair. We've got Ryan as he appeared in the Ghost Monument, and we have Graham as he appears in It Takes You Away. So let's start off by taking a look at Yasmin Khan. I think she looks really, really great. Like I said, when the first set came out, I love the sculpt on Yaz. I think her head is fantastic. I think it's one of the best likenesses in the line. Really, really great. The paint applications here are very strong, even down to things like the very small details of the silver or gold paint on the earrings, which is absolutely fantastic attention to detail, really amazing. You only really sort of see it when the light captures it, but it's very impressive nonetheless. And all the sculpting around the hair, again, very impressive. Like I said in the previous review, this is in two parts, so you've got the head and then you've got the hair section which plugs into the back, and then that just hangs over the front and over the back. And despite all appearances, the head movement is still very much intact. The PVC is quite malleable, so it allows for a lot of movement, which is great. Moving down to the body, it's a repaint of the previous figure, which in turn is a repaint of one of those primeval figures. And then we have her rather loud shirt, which is leopard print. She's clearly taking a page out of Jackie Tyler's book. To be honest, I thought the only figure we'd see in leopard print in the Doctor Who range would be a cheetah person, but clearly not. Again, this is really well done. I like the way that they've painted the leopard print pattern on the front. And then moving down to the legs, these have just been cast in black plastic, and you've got the belt details which have been picked up with paint, so the brown of the belt and that bright silver. And then moving down to her shoes, these are a sort of maroon brown colour with darker soles. So overall, it makes for a great look for Yaz in one of her Series 12 outfits. Then we move over to Ryan. Again, this is another repaint. The head sculpt, again, fantastic. I said in the previous review that I thought Ryan's head was also really well sculpted, and again, the same here. All the paint applications are very neat, very tidy. Love the way, again, how they've done the hair with that slight fade around the back. Really well done. Love that, and I do like the way it's all sculpted on top. The coat is cast in a grey plastic with some of the details picked out here on the front. So the buttons, they're not quite silver, they're sort of like a glossy cream colour. He's got that teal shirt on underneath. And then moving down to the trousers, well, he's taking a page out of Yaz's book because his trousers are pretty loud. As you can see, they're this sort of like orangey colour with a sort of dark wash over the top, just to probably tone them down a little bit, which is great because it gets into all of the creases of the sculpt and it just sort of accentuates those. And then moving down, he's got a pair of white trainers or boots on, and they then have sort of a yellowy wash over the top, so they're not like a brilliant white, they're just sort of off colour. And yeah, again, it makes for a interesting new variant of Ryan. And then last but not least, we have Graham. So again, another repaint from the earlier figure this year. Like I said when I reviewed the first version, I love the head sculpt. I like the paint applications here, very neat, very tidy. Again, with the hair, the grey streaks just really bring out the great detail in that sculpt. The jacket is just a plain solid brown. They don't appear to have cast the coat in brown. This actually looks to be painted, which is interesting because a lot of the other figures have been cast in those colours. Like I said, with the original figure, the sculpt here is very nice. Obviously, it's not sculpted for Bradley Walsh. This was a primeval figure repainted, but I think it works pretty well. Underneath, his shirt has been repainted with a blue, white and red with a checkered pattern. I think in the actual story, he's wearing an actual shirt rather than a t-shirt. So they've tried to match that ever so slightly and, you know, it does the job. And then moving down to the trousers, these have been cast in a dark blue plastic, and then finishing off with the black boots. And this time he's got a slight grey wash on the bottom of his shoes, just to differentiate it ever so slightly. And again, I think that works for another nice variant of Graham. And then in terms of articulation for the 13th Doctor's mates, these guys all share the same articulation across the board, so we'll just use Ryan as an example. So he has a swivel joint at the neck, allowing his head to turn left and right. Very stiff articulation there. He has articulation at the shoulders, so they can swivel all the way around. Swivel articulation at the bicep, so they can swivel all the way around. And also at the elbow, so it can move up and down. He has articulation at the wrists, at the waists of these rather fetching mustard trousers. He also has at the hips, so that the legs can go forward and out to the sides, although this is hindered because of the length of the coat. And then there is articulation at the thigh, and then also at the knee. Overall, this is a really great set if you just want to get the companions. I know some people have said in the past, when the original Friends and Foe of the 13th Doctor set came out, they were like, oh, well, I want Yaz and Ryan, but I don't want a Judoon Trooper. So now you can get the full gang together to display alongside the various 13th Doctors that we've got. And yeah, that's it for all of the winter B&M reviews. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again next time for whatever exciting Doctor Who figures come our way next. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye!